Doraemon and friends, terrified, fly above a prehistoric landscape, pursued by a colossal dinosaur, as a baby dino emerges from a chest. Against a stark white backdrop, Doraemon stands cheerfully, hands clasped in front of his iconic pocket. Noby waves excitedly and Doraemon smiles broadly, both riding on the back of a friendly, long-necked dinosaur-like creature. A majestic T-Rex dominates its habitat. Children in a living room react with awe to a fossilized claw, which an adult explains from a display case. Nobita's initial wonder at a dinosaur fossil quickly turns to angry dismissal, while friends display polite interest and the owner carefully guards it. Nobita dramatically vows to find a dinosaur, then laments his promises before angrily crying and begging Sunio, as an exasperated Doraemon scolds him. Nobita passionately argues with Doraemon, then resolves to find a dinosaur himself, diligently studying books much to Doraemon's surprised but cynical encouragement. Doraemon watches as Nobita studies, then Nobita exhausts himself digging on a rocky slope, ignoring a man's shouts as despair settles in. Nobita, tired and distraught from digging with a spoon under a man's watchful eye, is suddenly overjoyed to discover a large, speckled egg in the dirt. After failing to find Sunio, an excited Nobita shows Doraemon a large round object, proudly claiming it's a dinosaur egg, only for Doraemon to express extreme skepticism. Nobita anxiously covers a lumpy object with a polka dot cloth, despite his anger and Doraemon's expressions, hoping for a transformation. Nobita, initially dejected and argumentative with Sunio, later happily cradles a large, patterned egg that appears to be glowing. Despite family attempts to wake him, a determined Nobita hides a spotted, moving egg under his blanket, peeking out in surprise and joy. Nobita, tied in his futon next to a cracking egg, struggles to get free as the egg progressively fractures, signaling an imminent hatch. A baby dinosaur dramatically hatches from its egg. Nobita excitedly identifies it as a Futobasaur to a surprised Doraemon, who begins explaining. Nobita names and bonds with his rapidly growing baby dinosaur, then digs for food, as he and a concerned Doraemon struggle to feed the creature in their tub. Nobita frantically digs for worms while Sunio teases him, then rushes inside to bathe the dinosaur, where John is surprised by hot water in the tub. Nobita, furious about dinosaur killers, struggles to feed the creature worms, but Doraemon offers a growth stimulant, urging Nobita to make it big and strong. Nobita secretly plays volleyball with the active creature, urging it to be quiet and careful while his mother is nearby. Nobita excitedly plans to use his pet dinosaur for a prank before returning it to its era, while Doraemon expresses concern about its discovery and safety. Nobita denies responsibility for a mess, then he and Doraemon quickly move the creature, which is generating heat, into an inflatable pool in the yard, watching for observers. Noby happily plays with the growing Queester in the pool, denying its existence to his suspicious mom, while Doraemon worries their secret is getting too big to keep. Noby and Doraemon discuss training and feeding the creature. Noby later greets the large orange creature at a pond, offering it sausage. The boy excitedly plays volleyball with the orange creature emerging from the lake, unaware of a black drone observing them from above. Noby reflects on escalating lies, then, sick with a fever on a rainy night, is unable to tend to the creature, leaving Doraemon to brave the downpour alone. Doraemon, soaked, scolds a sick Noby who tries to get out of bed to find Queester, who Noby tearfully realizes hasn't eaten. Nobita, startled by Queester at his window, first scolds it, then comforts the creature and urges it to eat its food in the rain. A boy, running enthusiastically, repeatedly visits doorsteps, each time leaving more shocked, frustrated, and dejected. Shizuka reads a newspaper report as Nobita becomes curious, then he and Doraemon panic and scream at a serious man's words before Nobita collapses distraught. A masked man startles Nobita, confronting him about his plesiosaur and offering to buy it, confusing Nobita who knows it only as Queester. The masked man threatens and tries to take the creature, but the boy fiercely protests, leaving him to contemplate a solution after the man exits. Doraemon and Nobita observe as a large orange creature emerges from the water, startling hidden figures, before Nobita activates a shrink ray. A large plesiosaur emerges, then shrinks into a small dinosaur, which Nobita holds, then guides onto a floating platform for transport through a purple dimension. Doraemon and Nobita speed through a purple tunnel on their hovercraft, pursued by a masked figure who fires an energy blast, demanding they stop. Doraemon and Nobita frantically fly through a chaotic vortex, while the masked figure, piloting a blue vehicle, aims a futuristic gun, then declares, "I'll be back." Doraemon and Nobita navigate a vast purple tunnel, discussing a saucer and an enemy, before accelerating towards a blindingly bright exit. On a sandy beach, the boy speaks to the large orange creature, who gazes towards a lush green island as the blue robot stands nearby. Nobita attempts to leave ch0, but the creature grabs him. After Nobita struggles free, he and Doraemon frantically flee into a dark cave, leaving ch0 looking surprised. In a vibrant purple space, Doraemon praises a thoughtful Nobita, then frantically runs, carrying a crying Nobita who desperately demands a machine. The boy with glasses bounces a volleyball, thinking of ch0, then walks outdoors, eventually greeting a spiky-haired boy at a doorway, while a woman speaks. After being forced to eat spaghetti, the boy with glasses runs away, leaving a large man and another boy covered in the meal, followed by a sneeze. Nobita desperately pleads through a cracked window to Shizuka, who admonishes him for his lies, suggesting an apology as the path to resolution. Nobita, caught by John, promises Shizuka a dinosaur, then rushes to Doraemon, asking to show ch0 on the Time TV, before running away. Nobita excitedly shows Doraemon, Shizuka, and Sunio, ch0, on a computer screen, revealing a smaller orange creature surrounded by larger purple ones in the water. On screen, larger purple dinosaurs aggressively bully the smaller orange ch0 in prehistoric waters, causing Nobita to express distressed concern. Doraemon, agitated, explains dinosaur facts and temporal relocation to a confused group of children, making a startling realization about the time machine's functions. As sabotage affects their time device, Doraemon tries to pull Nobita, but he protests, pushing Doraemon and then the others into the smoking desk drawer. An overloaded hovercraft carries Doraemon and friends, with John dragged behind, through a speed-lined environment, leading to a series of chaotic explosions. The friends crash land in a barren, sandy landscape, disoriented and partially buried, asking for Doraemon and each other's well-being. The four friends stand on an arid landscape, urgently shouting and gesturing towards a distant, lush prehistoric island, calling out for Doraemon. A serene tropical coastline unfolds, dense jungle meeting a sandy beach and clear blue ocean, as tiny figures scale distant rocky cliffs. Children explore a desert as a time machine erupts from the sand, startling them, before Doraemon emerges, and the excited group gathers around the revealed device. Nobita and Doraemon arrive on a beach, Doraemon tumbling as friends look on. Later, a dejected Doraemon works on a smoking machine before walking away from its control panel. Noby runs through the jungle and onto a beach, calling out for ch0 as he's joined by friends who gaze out at the vast ocean. A boy in the shallows spots a long-necked creature that violently emerges, chasing him in terror across the beach and underwater, as others watch in alarm. Nobita rides ch0, showing off to friends who later apologize, as they walk alongside the creature, while a stressed Doraemon struggles with a pink machine. Doraemon looks distressed as the children, with their dinosaur, joyfully approach, persuading him to stay and play in the Cretaceous period, to which he finally agrees. Amidst homework worries, children get excited about a jungle campfire as Doraemon reveals a small time machine, explaining its time travel benefits, before cheers erupt for a swim. Doraemon prepares for underwater adventure, displaying submarinade and gill plugs, then reveals an instant wardrobe cam for Nobita to draw clothes. Skipped. Children joyfully run and splash into the ocean, with Nobita riding the dinosaur creature, falling headfirst into the waves, as Doraemon watches from the beach. A sweating, exhausted Doraemon struggles with a wooden machine on the sand, while underwater, an orange plesiosaur carries a small humanoid amidst swimming squid. Children explore the clear underwater world, a boy swims with plesiosaurs, a girl holds sea lilies, and an ammonite fossil rests on the seabed. Nobita and Giant struggle with a heavy object, while Doraemon fails to fix broken machines. Later Nobita relaxes on a grassy hill beside a plesiosaur. A boy, startled by a moving surface, is launched into the air by a rising archelon, then recovers on an orange creature while friends discuss animal dangers. Two characters ride a sea creature across the ocean at sunset, while later, four friends gather around a brightly burning campfire in the dense jungle at night. Friends drink conked food, Nobita confronting Doraemon about their situation, then they gather happily around a bonfire as John explains vast timelines. Around a jungle campfire, characters discuss vast timelines and generations, a boy calculates, while Doraemon offers to simplify the complex explanation. Ancient history unfolds through a nativity-like carving and an Egyptian tablet with hieroglyphs, all set against a cosmic backdrop of a starry blue sky. Children are terrified by rising smoke and Doraemon's explanations, running in panic before a plesiosaur-like creature dramatically emerges from the water. In the dark jungle, characters react to loud noises. Sunio covers his ears, Shizuka clings to Nobita, as a large, bear-like silhouette lurks behind ferns. A colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex stomps forward, as five small characters run in utter terror, their panicked eyes fixed on the towering dinosaur. A huge dinosaur's head fills the frame, its clawed foot stomps, sending the five terrified characters screaming and running desperately through the forest. Huddled in terror, the five characters watch a drooling dinosaur roar menacingly at their campfire, a palm frond snapping amidst the smoke and flames. A large dinosaur moves through the jungle, leaving the five friends huddled, scared and breathless. Nobita cries out as everyone desperately wishes to return home. The children react with shock to the broken time machine. Doraemon reveals it's damaged, sparking a frantic argument where John and others blame him. Doraemon explains the impossible task of returning home, requiring precise time machine placement, leaving Noby and his friends crying in utter distress and shock. Nobita's ideas are praised, but Doraemon reveals gadget limitations, leaving the group dismayed and stranded. John angrily scolds Nobita amidst their struggles. Initial excitement about Hopters fades to anger as Giant scolds Nobita, realizing they're stranded across the vast Pacific, with nowhere to rest their propellers. A Cretaceous map shows a land bridge as Doraemon excitedly explains walking to Japan, prompting enthusiastic celebration before dawn breaks over a tropical landscape. Nobita talks, a large creature emerges from water, startling them. Nobita places a miniature creature in a chest, then the group prepares to fly with takecopters. Doraemon and the children run across a barren plain, then fly north over a lush jungle, and finally soar in formation over rugged, rocky mountains. Tired, John and Sunio fly ahead, while Nobita struggles with a box and a snake-like creature emerges, as Doraemon advises on battery life. A man and a boy soar through the clear sky, propelled by their hats, traversing a vast and jagged desert landscape below. The robot cat, boy, and girl fly through the clear blue sky, propelled by their head-mounted gadgets, with the boy carefully carrying a brown box. Doraemon finishes a long flight, then friends fly over an island. Nobita reveals a glowing keister from a suitcase, declaring they will stay until morning. On an island, friends watch a joyful sea creature, then discuss hunger and limited food. Doraemon proposes splitting into groups to search, assigning tasks. Doraemon is startled by a rat-like triconodonta, explaining its significance as an early mammal, as he and Nobita walk and converse through the dense jungle. Underwater, the girl explores and fishes, while in the jungle, Doraemon and Nobita climb trees and find edible grapes and figs, celebrating their foraging. Friends gather around a food fabricator, producing food as a dinosaur watches. Later, Doraemon kneels to insert a camping capsule into the ground at sunset. Friends awe at a gigantic blue mushroom dwelling as Doraemon manipulates its size, revealing its interior, then they excitedly jump and cheer as more structures appear. A boy waves goodnight to a girl on a retracting swing, then, under streetlights, he sits contemplating a diary, puzzled by the spelling of adventure. The boy waves goodbye to the long-necked creature from a window, then Doraemon works on Hopters, while the boy cries, missing his mother, looking out at the starry night. The girl enjoys her shower and stretches in bed, while the boy thrashes in a nightmare, falling off his bed, under the silhouettes of a dark outdoor scene. Nobita and Shizuka talk about sleep as Doraemon and friends fly over a dense forest. Sunio and John express excitement while a weary Doraemon wishes for their energy. Friends journey through the forest, pausing for a picnic to discuss progress, then decide to speed up, walking with renewed determination toward sunset. The group hikes through a jungle. Doraemon leads, Noby struggles and collapses, prompting John to suggest they stop for the night under artificial lights. An unseen character urges Noby to wake, but he refuses from a blue structure. Others lament Japan's distance over a vast rocky landscape, as they continue their journey. On a difficult desert trek, Noby collapses, exhausted, prompting Doraemon to angrily question his desire to go home, as he and Doraemon fall behind the group. As three dinosaurs walk by, an excited Doraemon, holding taming pellets, charges aggressively roaring dinosaurs with a net, startling Nobita and Shizuka. Close-up dinosaur heads appear to swallow or react. Doraemon smiles, speaking enthusiastically about dinosaurs. Nobita and friends ride ornithomimous-like dinosaurs. Nobita clings to his dinosaur, looking utterly scared. Another character reassures Nobita he'll adjust. Shizuka also looks scared, holding her dinosaur's neck tightly. The group rides quickly across the arid, rocky terrain. Their dinosaurs kick up clouds of dust as they speed along. Nobita and friends ride dinosaurs past a smoking volcano. Shizuka waves, expressing gratitude as they traverse the barren land. The group discusses camping near a wide crater lake with steep cliffs. Nobita gazes at a small orange dinosaur in an open wooden box. The small dinosaur emits a bright, intense glow. Nobita and Doraemon continue their ride across the rugged landscape. The barren, rocky terrain stretches out under the clear sky. Nobita waves to the small orange dinosaur creature in the water. A large mound of water rises, signaling something massive surfacing. Nobita and Shizuka react with wide eyes and open mouths in surprise. A gigantic green long-necked dinosaur erupts from the water, launching the smaller creature. Skipped. The large sauropod dinosaur is showered with water, creating frothy splashes. Smaller dinosaurs observe the action, their necks craned upwards. A large herd of dinosaurs stands in the water, causing splashes. A small orange dinosaur runs away frantically from the scene. John holds Nobita's arm as he flails in panic. Nobita reacts with wide-eyed excitement or terror, tongue out. Doraemon, John, and Sunio also react with surprise or fear. Nobita and John walk, Nobita speaking excitedly. John explains something to the gathered group of friends. The group then observes several massive dinosaurs. Nobita pokes a huge dinosaur's leg, exclaiming about its enormous size. John perches on a large dinosaur's foot, showing off to Nobita. Nobita points excitedly, claiming to have touched a brontosaurus. John dismisses Nobita's achievement with a scoff. Nobita, Shizuka, and Doraemon walk and run across the landscape. Doraemon runs ahead with a determined expression on his face. Nobita is seen running along the back of a large dinosaur. Shizuka leans against a large, spotted egg, questioning its origin. Nobita slides down a large green dinosaur's back in a wheeled cart. Doraemon slides alongside Nobita on the dinosaur. Nobita questions Doraemon about the dinosaur's brain size. Nobita dances cheerfully next to the dinosaur's head, mocking its intelligence. Nobita stands proudly on a dinosaur's head, boasting to his friends below. The dinosaur extends its incredibly long neck, carrying Nobita high. Nobita loses his balance, tumbling down the massive neck. His friends watch from below with worried expressions. A man, Nobita, and Doraemon run forward, cheering. Another boy balances on the wavy rock formation as if surfing. Shizuka kneels down, delighted as a timid baby dinosaur hatches. A large dinosaur walks through a rocky canyon, its fierce face shown in close-up. A man in a suit rapidly travels through a tunnel and bright, undefined spaces. Bored with dinosaurs, a man grins, extracting a rifle from a display case in a museum exhibit. A convoy of red vehicles, led by Doraemon, races across a desert, trailed by a surveillance drone and a large aircraft. A masked man in a flying vehicle issues a final warning to the fleeing red buggies, demanding, "Queister, or he'll shoot." An armored vehicle pursues red cars. A man aims and fires his rifle, an energy blast hurtling towards a target in his scope. A masked man smiles at the controls as a red vehicle explodes, its wheel detaching amidst the dusty pursuit. A masked man finds a Doraemon toy in a wrecked car, realizing the ruse, much to the red-haired leader's frustration. Masked figures search from their vehicle as Doraemon and the children navigate a turbulent river on a log raft. Doraemon and friends navigate a river. Masked men in a control room lose their signal, frustrated. A futuristic vehicle tracks a signal to a canyon river, spotting a motorboat as the raft passengers look up in alarm. Futuristic vehicles chase Doraemon and friends on their raft through rocky cliffs, firing weapons and splashing water. The raft breaks in turbulent rapids, throwing Sunio, John, and Shizuka into the water as Nobita and Doraemon struggle to survive. Doraemon and Nobita plummet over a massive waterfall on their raft, screaming in terror. After the fall, Nobita comforts Queister amidst the heavy rain, grateful for their survival on the desolate island. Nobita, lowered by Doraemon in a capsule, searches the rainy cliffside while futuristic ships patrol the waters below. Nobita instructs Queister to stay hidden in a box as Doraemon observes futuristic vehicles departing in the rain. Nobita and Doraemon press on through the rainy jungle. Inside a hidden base, 5 men pose in a vast hangar among stationary aircraft. In a secret base, costumed men use a mind-reading machine on an unconscious child, revealing shocking thoughts on screen. Masked men observe Doraemon and Nobita on a screen, as Nobita, determined, plans a rescue from an indoor location. Doraemon investigates a flashing object, then the jungle ground collapses, revealing a massive, striped structure beneath. Nobita spots the secret fortress while Doraemon searches for a door, surprised when a robot eye appears. Nobita and Doraemon try to open a hidden door. Inside, masked men discuss preparations for an arena. An emergency alert from Time Patrol HQ sends spacecraft deploying to the Cretaceous era to investigate a mysterious structure. Nobita and Doraemon find a distressed Shizuka suspended upside down from ropes in a sterile corridor. Shizuka and Sunio are suspended as Nobita and Doraemon confront the masked man, demanding, "Queister, be released," but he was left outside. A masked man announces a show. As a massive wall opens, dinosaur feet burst through, exciting Nobita. A hungry T-Rex smashes through a metal wall as the terrified children, suspended and in panic, scream for the door to close. A T-Rex emerges, its massive foot stomping into the room, sending terrified Nobita and Doraemon fleeing as others fall through a collapsing floor. A roaring dinosaur confronts suspended Nobita and Shizuka, while Doraemon frantically searches for tools as a massive foot stomps down. A T-Rex holds a bound Shizuka, lowering her into its mouth. Nobita rushes to save her, tumbling down the dinosaur's body. Nobita and Doraemon realize a truth about the creature, surprising them and enraging the 2 men amidst shattered glass. Riding the T-Rex, Doraemon and Nobita command it to smash through a glass barrier, attacking the men as armored figures rush in. Doraemon and Nobita, riding a swift dinosaur, use the bounce-back cape to deflect energy blasts back at the masked figures. A rampaging dinosaur causes urban destruction with children aboard, as police confront a black-suited man. Nobita sadly bids farewell to Queister, a large sea creature, as his friends watch and their boat prepares to depart. A distressed Queister pursues the departing ship, causing panic among the children as Nobita begs for hyperspace. A family of aquatic creatures communicate and comfort each other in the calm blue water. Children gather indoors, then wave goodbye to friends from a backyard as the sun sets. In bed, the boy imagines ch0 and other plesiosaurs swimming, dreaming of their adventures.